She's the coldest billionaire in Texas. They call her the Ice Queen of Houston, a white woman who owns half the city and smiles at nobody. He's just the broke black janitor who scrubs her marble floors at 3 a.m. A single dad whose 6-year-old daughter is dying from a heart that's giving out. One night, she catches him crying on the stairs and makes him an offer that stops his heart dead. "I'll save your little girl. I'll pay every single bill. I'll give you and Maya a brand new life. But in return, I want a baby. From you. Naturally. No love, no marriage, just a cold, hard deal." He said yes, thinking it was only a transaction. But when the loneliest woman in Texas and the most desperate daddy in Houston start sharing a mansion, a bed, and secrets in the dark, sometimes the coldest heart starts to melt. Y'all ready? This is Blacktail's story, and we just getting started. You may not believe that poverty can push a man toward choices that make his heart pound with fear and tremble with hope at the same time. You may not believe that sometimes fate knocks on our door in ways no one could ever predict. But it's the truth. And this is the story of Darius Washington. Darius was a single father working as a janitor at the headquarters of Reed Global Capital in Houston, Texas. A man whom life had pushed all the way to the edge. A tall black man with broad shoulders and close-cropped hair. Darius woke up every morning before the sun even had the chance to rise. Not because of an alarm clock, but because of the dry cough coming from the small room next door. Maya, his 6-year-old daughter, with warm brown skin and curly hair that bounced when she laughed, carried a congenital heart condition that needed urgent surgery. And Darius, he had nothing but a pair of calloused hands and a mountain of medical debt weighing on him like the sky collapsing on his shoulder. Darius's life hadn't always been this bleak. 3 years ago, he had a family, a small house in suburban Houston, a steady job at an auto repair shop, and a wife he believed would walk with him for the rest of his life, Kesha. But everything fell apart the day the doctor told them Maya needed heart surgery, a surgery that cost more than $200,000. Insurance wouldn't cover it. And Kesha looked at Darius with cold eyes and said a sentence that felt like someone squeezing his heart until it cracked. "I can't live like this anymore." She left, not because she didn't love Maya, but because she wasn't strong enough to stand in the middle of a storm that big. She chose another life with another man in another city, and Darius stayed, because that was the only thing he knew how to do. He sold the house, paid off a portion of the jet, moved into a cramped apartment on the east side of the city, and took a janitor position at Reed Global Capital, one of the largest financial corporations in Texas, simply because the pay was slightly higher and they allowed him to work night shifts so he could be with Maya during the day. Every night when the skyscraper sank into silence, Darius wiped every glass panel, polished every marble floor, cleaned offices so luxurious he knew he would never sit in them. And every night when he walked past the 47th floor, the top floor of the building, he always saw a light still on. It was the office of Savannah Reed. Savannah wasn't just the CEO of Reed Global Capital. She was the owner, the heiress, the most powerful female billionaire in Texas. Rumor had it she could buy an entire town without blinking. That she once fired an executive simply because he dared to look her in the eye. That she had never smiled in front of any employee. Darius had never spoken to her. He had never even been within 10 meters of her. For a man like him, Savannah Reed belonged to another world, a world of private jets, lavish galas, and decisions that could change the fate of thousands. But everything changed one night in October. That night, Darius was wiping the stairs on the 46th floor when his phone buzzed. It was the hospital. The nurse's voice made his heart stop. "Mr. Washington, Maya's condition is worsening. The doctor says the surgery can't wait any longer. We need your answer within a week." Darius collapsed onto the steps, the phone still in his hand. 1 week. He needed $200,000 in 1 week, and his bank account didn't even have 300. He had no idea how long he sat there. Maybe minutes, maybe an hour. Tears streamed down his dark face, and he didn't bother wiping them away. Then a voice, cold and sharp as a blade, echoed above him. "What are you doing here?" Darius looked up. Savannah Reed stood at the top of the staircase, staring down at him. A perfect black suit, blonde hair in a tight bun, icy blue eyes. She was everything he was not. Pale, polished, powerful. I'm sorry, ma'am." Darius jumped to his feet, hastily wiping his tears. "I'll get back to work right away." But Savannah didn't leave. She stood there, looking at him as if she were reading an open book. "You work the night shift, correct?" "Yes, ma'am." "Darius Washington. I've been here 8 months. Savannah stayed silent for a moment, then spoke, her voice not loud, but powerful enough to hush the entire stairwell. "Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., my office." Before he could ask anything, she turned away, the sound of her heels echoing through the vast empty space. That night, Darius couldn't sleep. He lay on the old sofa, staring at the peeling ceiling, wondering what he had done wrong. Was she going to fire him for crying on the job? If he lost this job, what else did he have left? At 7 the next morning, Darius stood in front of the glass doors of the 47th floor. He had never seen this place during the day. Texas sunlight poured through the massive windows, making the office look like a palace. Savannah's secretary led him in. The office was as big as his entire apartment. Marble floors, a black oak desk, a full wall of glass overlooking Houston, where other buildings looked like miniature toys. Savannah sat behind her desk. She didn't invite him to sit. She simply looked at him, then pushed a brown leather briefcase forward. "Open it." Darius took the briefcase with trembling hands. Inside was a thick folder, and the moment he flipped to the first page, his heart nearly stopped. It was Maya's medical file. The diagnosis, the treatment plan, the surgery cost, every detail. Where did you get this?" Darius choked. Savannah didn't answer. She stood, walked toward the window, her back facing him. "I can help your daughter, Darius. I can pay for the entire surgery, erase all your debts, give you and your child a new home, a new life." Darius stood frozen, as if his soul had left his body. What he heard was too big to be real. Then Savannah turned, her blue eyes sharp and cold. "But in return," she said, each word falling like metal hitting the ground, "you must give me something. Something money can't buy." The room suddenly felt so heavy that Darius could barely breathe. What is it, ma'am?" Savannah walked closer, close enough for him to smell her expensive perfume, close enough to see the tired folds around her eyes. And in a voice that didn't tremble at all, she said, "I want you to give me a child. If your jaw just hit the floor, if your heart is beating fast right now, then you already know this story is about to go places you never expected." Smash that subscribe button on Black Tail Story. Turn on notifications and comment, "I need part 2" right now. Because tomorrow we're going inside that office. And what Savannah Reed does next will leave you speechless. This is Black Tail Story, and the deal has only just begun. Smash that subscribe button on Black Tail Story, turn on notifications, and comment, "I need part 2" right now. Because tomorrow we're going inside that office, and what Savannah Reed does next will leave you speechless. This is Black Tail Story, and the deal has only just begun.